right now on 5 on your side at 10.
A chilly change coming behind today's showers and storms when a late season frost is now looking more likely.
Hyundai owners left at a dead end with no insurance coverage until now. Tonight, the I-Team looks into at what cost. First tonight, and then there were two. Another prosecutor leaves the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Office amid a heavy caseload and a legal battle to remove Kim Gardner from office.
Nobody can work under those conditions. It's literally like working in a dumpster fire.
Good evening, I'm Mike Bush, and Allred is on assignment tonight. As of mid-February, there were 6 prosecutors splitting nearly 500 felony cases. As of next week, there will be only 2. Our Robert Townsend is live outside the Carnahan Courthouse tonight with details on the latest resignation from Kim Gardner's office. Robert.
Mike, the number of prosecutors leaving the Circuit Attorney's Office keeps on growing. Nick Lake is the latest name we can add to the list. Another exit for embattled St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner. Sources confirm for 5 on your side that Assistant Circuit Attorney Nick Lake is bidding the office farewell on April 28th. Again, that means next week there will only be 2 prosecutors in Gardner's office left to handle 470 felony cases.
It's literally like working in a dumpster fire.
Veteran St. Louis defense attorney Scott Rosenblum isn't mincing words when he describes the ongoing saga at the Circuit Attorney's downtown office.
I mean, my reaction is just sad, and there's still lawyers down there trying to do the job, but it's just untenable. Nobody can do it. Nobody can work under those conditions.
Lake's departure is just the latest in a series of resignations from Gardner's office. The prosecutor's exits started trickling in after Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey filed a lawsuit to remove Gardner from office. Bailey insists during her 6 years, Gardner has repeatedly failed to do her job.
I've never seen an exodus like this.
During a marathon court hearing Tuesday, Gardner's lawyers denied any and all allegations of wrongdoing, but argued if any of them were true, Gardner isn't responsible for the actions of her subordinates.
My title was Assistant Circuit Attorney in the Homicide and Violent Crimes Unit.
Last Friday, a teary-eyed Natalia Ogurkowicz quit her dream job and also resigned from Gardner's office after nearly 3 years.
I felt that I needed to leave the Circuit Attorney's Office at this time due to the position that our attorneys have been placed in, due to the impossible circumstances.
Meantime, Gardner's trial date is set for late September.
Well, from what I hear, the feel is that she should do the right thing and step down.
Gardner has said repeatedly that she will not step down. Her spokesperson also telling us they do not comment on personnel matters. Live downtown, Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Tonight, the storms have moved out of the St. Louis region. A severe thunderstorm watch was canceled about 2 hours ago. The storms brought heavy rain in some spots like North St. Louis County. Storms also dropped hail in some areas. Viewers in Wentzville and Lincoln County sent us video and pictures. There are no reports of any major damage, but you can see it did come down hard at times. Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell was here all afternoon and evening tracking these storms, and he joins us now with the latest.
Well, you know, while it's a little bit calmer right now, boy, that hail was pretty impressive this evening, especially going across Lincoln County into Calhoun County, parts of Jersey and Greene County. Golf ball size hail in some cases. That's going to cause a lot of dings on cars and also some siding damage as well as damage to those roof shingles. We still have some showers in the area. Most of it now is east and southeast of the arch. Certainly no severe weather right now, but there is still some rain falling, and it's tending to increase a little bit across Jefferson County and then sliding up as you work your way into southeastern portions of St. Louis County, southern portions of St. Louis City, and then across the river on the Illinois side. And you've got a few downpours still here, but the majority of the widespread rain has shifted much farther to the east of us and continues to do so. We do expect to see additional rain down to the south and southeast of St. Louis as we head through the remainder of the overnight hours. But overall in St. Louis, the rain is tending to taper off. Now, that severe threat, that's totally over. Don't have to worry about that. But now we're turning our attention to the colder air coming in behind this system, and there is frost and freeze potential as we head towards Sunday morning and again Monday morning. We'll see in a few minutes.
All right, Scott. Tonight, a Fenton man is dead after crashing his motorcycle into a car. It happened this afternoon at the intersection of 141 and Bowles. The motorcyclist has been identified as 57-year-old James Ferguson of Fenton. The other driver was not hurt. An execution date has been set for the man convicted of killing a young St. Louis County girl. Johnny Johnson will be put to death on August 1st at the state prison in Bonne Terre. He's been on death row for the 2002 murder of 6-year-old Casey Williamson. Johnson confessed to taking the girl from her Valley Park home to an abandoned glass factory, tried to rape her, and then attacked her with a brick. Tonight, plans are moving forward to demolish the old Jamestown Mall just 24 hours after fire broke out inside the abandoned shopping center in North St. Louis County. Today, the building was boarded up. The Port Authority of St. Louis County met this afternoon and secured $6 million from the county to begin demolition.
This is a very expensive process to undertake. And the initial effort has been ongoing for several years, trying to identify the funding.
It could take up to 4 months to begin the demolition process. The cause of last night's fire is still under investigation. Big developments tonight out of Hazelwood. The developer of the Powerplex Sports Complex is pulling out of the old St. Louis Mills Mall. According to our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal, the developer, Big Sports Properties, was unable to reach a long-term lease agreement with the building's new owner. The sports facility will close May 1st. The Ice Zone ice rink and Cabela's will remain open. A key endorsement tonight for the Justice for Janna Act. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley authored the legislation, which calls for millions in federal funding to clean up radioactive contamination found at Janna Elementary in Florissant. During a Senate hearing today, Hawley got the support of Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm. Before that, he accused the Energy Department of punting responsibility.
Now they can't go to school, and for months now, they have gotten complete runaround from this administration.
Well, I'm going to follow up with the Army Corps because it's my understanding that they understood that it's in their jurisdiction, and if you're telling me something different, then I have to go back and follow up.
The bill goes up for a vote in the Senate next week. It's 420, an unofficial holiday for many in the cannabis community. But it took on a whole new meaning this year for Missourians with the legalization of recreational marijuana. Our Laura Barczewski shows us how they celebrated.
For the first time, Missourians celebrated 420 out in the open. Finally, people could take a hit without being hit with jail time.
It was supposed to be the gateway drug. Now it's the miracle drug.
And people can't get enough. In the month of March alone, recreational and medical marijuana sales grew to $126.2 million.
With the opening of recreational marijuana, we saw a huge influx of sales, and we are continuing that influx. Every week we're hitting new best days, and so it's really fun to continue to see us grow and expand and have an even larger customer base.
Some dispensaries and grow facilities were having trouble keeping up with the demand, but that has started to improve. Amy Daly with Good Day Farm says they started planning way in advance to avoid supply issues as everyone is at the mercy of the growing process.
But it does take time to grow. I mean, every time that we put a plant in the ground, it does take months for it to grow and then for us to cultivate it.
While the sales are great, for people like Rashid Gresham, marijuana legalization is so much more than that, as he did hard time for what was back then a crime.
I was in jail. They gave me 9 years in jail in New Jersey. So I finished all that up. I moved out here, and I've been licensed legally since 2019. I have my own brand.
But unfortunately, the stigma around the smoke still lingers.
I definitely think like with bringing recreational to Missouri, it definitely is hoping to move those stigmas and make cannabis more mainstream.
Consumers, growers, and bud tenders hope that with each 420 celebration, the stigma will become a thing of the past.
We're fighting against is just a lack of education. There's been a lot of misinformation from our government for many years, and so we really use that holiday to push back and show how wonderful cannabis can be and how it can be done in a safe way.
That was Laura Barczewski reporting. The party continues tomorrow and Saturday. Some of tonight's events were postponed because of the storms. So how did the number 420 become synonymous with marijuana? Many have their theories. Tonight, Abby Larico from our Verify team breaks the cannabis code.
420, never 420, but quite often associated with consumption of cannabis. Let's get to the root of the term, turning to these sources to verify some of the popular explanations for how 420 came to mean marijuana. Is it based on California Penal Code? No. Despite a common explanation that Section 420 refers to marijuana-related offenses, we looked it up. It has to do with property violations. Is 420 a police radio code related to marijuana? A popular theory, but the answer is no. There can be some variation in communication among departments, but 420 is not a common or standard radio shorthand. Those usually start with 10, like you see in this list of radio codes in California published by Stanford University. 10-4? Is it because there are 420 active chemicals in marijuana? The most sciencey of all the possible explanations, this isn't it either. According to NIH-published research, cannabis contains more than 550 chemical compounds, including THC and CBD. Is it Bob Marley's birthday? Nah, man. According to the Bob Marley Museum, the reggae-singing Rastafarian icon of cannabis culture was born February 6th. So if all of these are tall tales surrounding the high number, where did it come from? It's hard to verify completely, but the strongest lore dates back to 1971 and surrounds a clique of self-professed hippies in San Rafael, California, nicknamed the Waldos. On the group's official website, they claim it began with a plan to meet on campus and get high at 4:20 in the afternoon. The story goes, eventually the friends' connection with the group The Grateful Dead and some love from High Times magazine helped coin the term, which has today moved from code to commonplace. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
What would you like us to verify? Just send an email to verify@ksdk.com.
Insuring Hyundais. Skyrocketing car thefts have left some drivers without coverage.
So you're still going to continue to cover Hyundais?
Correct.
And you're still going to continue to cover Kias?
Correct. Tonight, the I-Team looks into the one option they have and the high price tag they could pay.
Some of that hail was pretty impressive this afternoon. The storms that caused that, they're now gone. And now the shift to a chilly pattern, arriving just in time for the weekend.
Tonight, more than a dozen states, including Illinois, are demanding a federal recall of Hyundai and Kia vehicles because of a lack of anti-theft features. 18 attorneys general sent a letter to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration today. They claim the surge in thefts of these vehicles are monopolizing police resources. They also say new anti-theft software from both automakers may not be available for all models. Tonight, there's some good news if you are a Hyundai owner. At least one insurance company is sticking by you. Our I-Team wanted to know how much one agency's plan would cost after they promised not to deny Hyundai drivers. Christine Byer shows us which company you can turn to and whether there's a catch.
As big-name insurance companies like Progressive leave Hyundai and Kia owners like LaToya Jones without coverage,
a lot of insurance companies are saying that they don't want to insure Kias anymore because of the theft of them.
One company is still willing to take them on.
It's our continued commitment to those drivers to make sure that they can be on the road as affordable as possible and make sure that they have the coverage needed.
AAA announced earlier this month it will still cover Hyundai vehicles, which have been at the center of skyrocketing auto thefts. For about 2 years now, thieves have been sharing how easy it is to steal some Hyundais and Kias on social media because they lack anti-theft technology. That's led to soaring insurance premiums or flat-out denials.
A friend of mine, she paid her premium up and now it's ending, and her insurance company don't want to insure the car no more.
AAA says it will still cover those drivers.
For existing, Hyundai customers that are with AAA, nothing's going to change.
For those looking for new coverage,
it would be the same process as if you were getting any other vehicle insured.
So you're still going to continue to cover Hyundais?
Correct.
And you're still going to continue to cover Kias?
Correct.
So how could a company like AAA take on such high-risk vehicles? The I-Team wanted to know how much these policies would cost. So we contacted insurance expert Cherie Martinez of Houston Auto Appraisers. She says it's likely those customers will still pay a lot for coverage.
you see how many are going to be leaving and losing out on insurance from other people. They're going to gain that business, so they're going to be able to pay that out.
Martinez says one of her employees drives a Hyundai Elantra. They saw their insurance plan jump from $186 to $380 a month. When she applied for AAA's coverage, the online quote soared to $525.
Is this good news for Hyundai owners?
I think that it's good as far as they will have some type of security when it comes to an insurance that is a decent, really good insurance. But again, watch out for those high rates. Shop around.
Hyundai is offering a security software upgrade, which AAA requires for coverage. The automaker cautions there are still some vehicles that are not eligible for the upgrade. And for those vehicles, the company is now reimbursing owners who buy steering wheel locks. We've included links on where to find a dealership near you that can install the software upgrades, as well as AAA's online quote portal on ksdk.com.
A live look now at the U.S. Capitol, where earlier today, House Republicans passed a bill aimed at banning transgender athletes from playing women's and girls' sports in federally funded schools. Republicans argue it's about fairness. Democrats argue conservative lawmakers should focus on issues like protecting children from gun violence. The bill now heads to the Democratic-controlled Senate, where it faces little hope of passage, and even if it did pass, the White House says President Joe Biden would veto the bill. Just this week, the Republicans in the Missouri House passed a similar ban. It would apply to transgender student athletes at both public and private schools, beginning in the 6th grade through college. Right now, transgender girls in Missouri can compete on girls' teams if they've undergone at least a year of hormone therapy. The bill now moves on to the Senate, which already passed similar legislation. All right, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell rejoins us now with the Weather First forecast, and it looks like those storms are now east of us, right, Scott?
Yeah, they're east and south of St. Louis for sure. The cooler air is starting to filter in, and really for the rest of the night, other than a few rumbles of thunder across southern portions of Illinois and southeast Missouri, it's relatively quiet. We'll still have some showers back building here just south and east of the Arch, but overall it's a lot quieter and cooler too. Temperatures have been dropping off as you look west and northwest of St. Louis, back down into the 50s. How about that hail from earlier? This sent to us on our Weather Watcher Facebook group. Look at the hail up here. This is the Winfield area up in Lincoln County. That's about the size of a golf ball, just for reference, but golf ball and then a lot of pea-sized hail. There's all kinds of hail going on across Lincoln County. Troy took it hard over towards Foley and Winfield and then across into Calhoun County. Now there's no hail with these storms that we're dealing with, but there are still some downpours. You have one that's just east of St. Louis right now, just running right across the Poplar Street Bridge, and that's heading up 55. We look down to the southeast of St. Louis. There are pockets where the rain picks up a little bit. Not much in the way of cloud-to-ground lightning, and certainly no severe weather with any of this. The more widespread, steadier rain is still farther to the east. That did kind of fill in here, east and southeast of St. Louis through the evening hours. We did not get a lot of rain across much of the metro area this evening as that line of thunderstorms broke up before it really could pound most of us. Tonight, lots of heavy rains falling across Arkansas up towards the Boot Heel. It has cooled off quite a bit, 59 degrees right now. That becomes the new low temperature for the day, and our low will actually be right before midnight standard time, so just before 1 o'clock is what will go in the record books, but we made it up to 81 this afternoon. Overnight, we dropped back into the 40s north and west of St. Louis, around 50 in the metro area. Those showers and thunderstorms will rumble to an end later tonight. Tomorrow, that whole wide area pushes off. We'll get a bit of sunshine. It's a chilly day, but during the afternoon, the clouds try to build back in. And as we head into tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, we're not going to rule out maybe an isolated shower or two. It shouldn't be much. But tomorrow's a whole different feel, and you want to talk about a change. Look at the low temperatures by Sunday morning. Most of the weekend looks dry, so we're not anticipating rain or, for that matter, snow this weekend. But we'll be down around or a little below freezing west of St. Louis Sunday morning, and perhaps again Monday morning going east of St. Louis. But we all could stand the chance of seeing a bit of frost early on Sunday. That chance is going to be with us into Monday morning as well, with temperatures once again in the 30s And then we have more active weather next week with a chance of showers and thunderstorms returning and temperatures staying at or perhaps a little below average. It's going to be chilly for the tailgaters over at the Dome Saturday morning.
All right, Scott, thanks. Sports with Frank is next.
Mike, City SC has been almost perfect. The Cardinals have a pitcher who's practically perfect, and Maryville has a lacrosse player who is perfect. Stick around.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
The best thing to happen to City SC is they were delayed by a year. They were supposed to start in 2022. The extra year allowed them to fine-tune the roster and make the stadium perfect. Presto, you have the best team in the MLS. City SC will begin a busy week Saturday in Colorado. They will play 3 games in 7 days, including a U.S. Open Cup match against Union Omaha at City Park on Tuesday. Sounds like a bank. It will be an exciting week, but could start to test some of the team's depth.
But yeah, we all have to know that we have a deep squad and we have a lot of guys who can step up. And yeah, having the confidence of that and seeing the other guys and seeing the squad we have, just makes us excited. I don't think it'll drive us thin or anything.
The Cardinals are pulling a Horace Greeley. They are going west. Tomorrow they begin a 10-day, 10-game road trip. It begins in Seattle, then on to San Francisco, and they finish in L.A. And expect this guy to be really good. Lefty Zach Thompson threw another shutout inning yesterday. In 9 1/3 innings, he's allowed no runs, struck out 14. He's now fulfilling a dream he's had since he was 5 years old. We won't hold it against him that he grew up a Cubs fan, but is there someone he models his pitching after?
It was definitely Clayton Kershaw, trying to follow what he did with the curveball, fell in love with it. And I was just getting into pitching when he had his real dominant years there, his Cy Young years, his MVP years. And still now, I watch the way he attacks hitters.
Max Scherzer was suspended for 10 games today for having foreign substance in his glove. He claims it's rosin and sweat. Max is appealing and will pitch during the process. In the hockey-crazy city of Toronto, they are desperate for a playoff series win. The drought is now 17 years, so the place was electric tonight, and the Maple Leafs responded with a dominating 7-2 victory over Tampa Bay. The series is tied at a game apiece. Caleb Grill is the latest player plucked out of the portal by Mizzou. Grill is a 22-year-old senior who averaged 10 a game last season for Iowa State. Grill is a 3-point shooter who had a 31-point game against North Carolina. Any chance you get to profile the best in America, you do it. This lacrosse superstar at Maryville, Sydney Tiemann, is having a remarkable season. Photojournalist Randy Schwenker picks up the story for us.
Google calls it the oldest organized sport in North America.
It's a growing sport. It's a fun, different sport that some people are like, what is this? It looks so fun.
It's a sport that takes
dedication, hard work, work ethic, teamwork.
For Sydney Tiemann, lacrosse is her passion.
I'm going to do whatever it takes to either get a goal or assist a goal or help my teammates get the ball up the field.
She's so competitive and athletic. She has that inner drive that really helps take athletes to that next level.
Great finish, Claire.
First-year head coach Melissa Golenberg previously coached Sydney at McKendree College.
She came and tried out for our club team, and I remember thinking she's just so athletic. And I've really appreciated everything that she's brought to the team, coming from McKendree and following me here.
Sydney is at the top of her game. She averages 6 goals a game, and in a recent game against Missouri Western, she scored 11 goals.
When I play games, I don't really think about breaking records. I kind of just want to win the game.
The team is ranked in the top 15th in the country. And Sid is 4 goals away from shattering the NCAA single-season scoring record, which sits at 105.
Not only does she lead Division II for her points, but she actually she has the most points out of all divisions, male and female.
It's not just me putting in the work. I look good because of them.
She is the Wayne Gretzky of lacrosse. Wow, 11 goals in a game. It's amazing.
It is. Frank, thanks very much. Proud to be an American. The Missouri woman proving you're never too old to take the oath of citizenship. Tonight, SpaceX is calling the launch of the largest rocket ever a success. That's despite the fact that the Starship rocket exploded in midair. SpaceX says it learned a lot from today's test flight. The Starship could one day take people to the moon and even Mars. Tonight, a Twitter checkmate. The social media platform began purging blue verification check marks for users who refused to pay the new $8 monthly verification fee. This includes some well-known journalists, celebrities, and politicians. 200 people took the oath of citizenship in Kansas City today, but one woman stood out. Maria del Refugio Orozco is 96. She says becoming a naturalized U.S. citizen has been a dream since coming to America more than 20 years ago. Maria studied for the test on her own. She says she's now looking forward to exercising her right to vote. And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next, and Ray Romano is Jimmy's guest. Start your day with Today in St. Louis, beginning at 4 a.m. And have a great tomorrow.